What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're going to talk about the last day of the conference and our travel day back to the DMV area. Now, the last day of the conference was another plenary session, morning breakfast, and we got into the rules of the body. And we had a great example of the usage of parliamentary procedure. There was a question about adding people's identities to the footnote in the bylaws of the EWMC, where it says who is defined as unrepresented or underrepresented, because our cause is to fight for the inclusion of the underrepresented uh, body politic. And that includes your African Americans, your Asian Americans, your Pacific Islanders, your Latinos, indigenous, queer folk, um, basically all the different groups that can be classified as a minority. And in including new language, we were including an index um, in order to broaden who is classified as underrepresented. And there was debate about the motion on the floor. There was a vote. The vote was approved in the affirmative, and then someone in the body politic called for a division of the House. And so there was actually a great parliamentary example at the convention about dividing the House to make sure you have an accurate count. And for those of you who don't know, when you divide the House, you're taking everybody who is in the affirmative and putting them on one side of the room, and everybody who is against on the other side of the room. And then you're counting physically each person on each side of the room, and it makes you clearly define where you stand on the topic. And you know, that's democracy. That's how democracy is supposed to work, especially within a union. That's how it's supposed to work. And we had a great example. Um, anyway, the motion did it passed, and so there will be new language to include more people, as underrepresented, as defined as underrepresented in the index portion of the bylaws. It was an excellent show of democracy, and I hope that the members present took note of that, because it was very important. Then we went down for a bit of lunch and grabbed a shuttle to the airport. The flight was really uneventful, and when we got back, we pretty much disembarked and said our goodbyes. But each of us came back motivated and inspired and informed and educated on things that we were not educated on prior to the convention. And that's why these EWMC national leadership conferences are so important, because it is a way to learn about things that are being done in other locals across the country, and learn best practices, what works and what doesn't, so that you can bring it back to your home local and try to implement um, some change. You got to keep in mind there's only 44 EWMC chapters out of the hundreds or thousands of IBEW locals. And so, for those of you who don't know, the EWMC is the Electrical Workers Minority Coalition, and it is a group that basically fights for the rights of the underrepresented. And whether you know it or not, if you are a union electrician, you are unrepresented and a minority in this country. Anyway, that's my wrap up for my trip to Atlanta and our EWMC Leadership Conference. I hope that you decide that it's important enough to get involved. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember, the fight's not left and right, it's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one, and there could be no union without you and I front and center. Have a good one.